Robert, it's such a delight to meet you here in
Thank
New
you.
York for An Unfinished Life. It's quite a poignant movie. You're playing a man that's kind of broken on the inside. From an acting point of view, how does that translate for you? You know, he's kind of imploding. He's broken inside and it has to convey on screen.
I think he's already imploded. I think there's something that's gone dead in him because of what happened in his life, a tragedy that came on him. And he did not have the ability, he did not have the capability to rise above it. And so he converted all of his feelings into bitterness and anger, which is not uncommon. And so the track of the film in terms of his character is to move towards what would eventually be a breakthrough, which is forgiveness. Without the ability to forgive, if you just stay in the area of blame, you're not really going to survive. You're going to slowly die. And I think an unhappy life. And so the unfinished life is the unhappy part. And in order for it to be finished, he has to move towards forgiveness. And so the film has much to do with forgiveness. And it's not just him, but all the characters that come together in this dramatic kind of potboiler, you know, and including an animal and a young girl. So it's an interesting story.
Absolutely. And movies like that are a different cinematic experience from other types of films because they're so close to life. So can you resist the temptation of, you know, drawing out of experiences, people you know, things, emotions that are true to life?
Well, those are the films that obviously interest me. If you look at the films that I've done, either directing or acting or producing, they fall into that category. Even a film that I just produced but didn't act in, which was Motorcycle Diaries.
Fantastic film.
Was about if you look at the through line, they all carry the same the same theme of being films that are about the humanistic side of cinema rather than the high-tech driven side of cinema, which is fine. I mean, that's a great thing about the film business. It's a broad canvas. But the ones that have always interested me are the human interest stories about real people in real situations that has to be worked through.
Well, how did, you know, the environmental issues, you know, make you choose the films in the last years? You know, films with children, films, you know, with that more humane touch that you're talking about. How did that, you know?
That's a good question. Because a lot of people, when you mention the word environment, people just think of the land, you know, and that does mean a lot to me, obviously, politically. And I am concerned about the environment, whether it's this country or anywhere else in the world, because I think it's important to preserve a lot of it, or to use it more responsibly. But then there's the other kind of environment, which is the environment around a setting of a story. It could be the interior of a house. The environment of a house where things are closed in is another kind of environment. So yeah, environment is very important to me because it's going to play on the characters. It's going to affect the characters' behavior.
In terms of affecting, talking about the other actors, somebody like Morgan Freeman would say that acting, you know, with actors of your caliber makes, you know, the level so high. It's a different also cinematic experience. Is it the same for you? Do you like to be surrounded by actors of that caliber?
Absolutely. To me, that makes a great difference. To be in the company of other actors who are craft people, who have experience and who have skill is a joy. And sometimes that's not always the case, you know. In Morgan's case, it was easy because Morgan and I began from the same place in theater in New York. And we came to our place in the industry via craft. So it was easy to work with Morgan because he knows how to